Welcome to Own Your Words. Baby. Meaning and pronunciation. Pronunciation. Baby. Baby. It is a noun, adjective, and verb. Pronunciation. Baby. Baby. It is a noun, adjective, and verb. Noun meaning. 1. A very young child, especially one that has not yet begun to walk or talk. 2. A very young animal. 3. An adult or especially an older child who is crying or behaving like a child. 4. A type of vegetable that is specially grown to stay small. 5. Someone's baby is something that they have a special interest in and responsibility for. 6. A very young mammal. 7. An immature childish person. 8. A project of personal concern to someone. 9. An endearment for a lover or spouse or partner. 10. A thing regarded with affection or familiarity. Noun examples. 1. Bringing home a new baby can be a confusing time for parents. 2. It didn't hurt that much, don't be such a baby. 3. I don't know much about the project, it's Philip's baby. 4. Does smoking during pregnancy cause other problems in babies or young children? 5. My rabbit just had babies with his brother, they are so unbelievably adorable. 6. Nesbit was the baby of the family growing up in Antrim. 7. Maybe I shouldn't be such a baby about things, but I am upset with my doctor's office right now. 8. It's my baby so I don't really have any time for any other bands. 9. She was such a bright, vivacious person, my angel, my star, my baby. 10. I personally would not do it, simply because my laptop is my baby. 11. Lydia didn't even want a baby, boy or girl, name or no name, what did it matter to her? Adjective meaning. 1. Comparatively small or immature of its kind. 2. Vegetables were picked before reaching their usual size. 3. Something is of or like a baby. 4. Something is of or suitable for a baby. 5. Small and delicate because immature. Adjective examples. 1. The shirt was a pink baby tee with a tiny pocket on the right side of my chest. 2. Any vegetable producer can package baby carrots or cut up celery in individual portions. 3. At this time of year garden centers have tray upon tray of baby vegetables all ready for planting out. 4. Looking for a used grand or baby grand piano. 5. Not the display case where you can buy fake nose rings and baby tees and mini glow sticks to roll around on your tongue. 6. The only disappointment is the baby potatoes that were obviously frozen. 7. Lunch could be a salmon fillet with orange couscous and baby carrots. 8. We are the sole commercial outlet for the impressive GM6, which is a baby version of our popular GM 2-gear motor. Verb meaning. 1. To treat an older child as if he or she were a much younger child. 2. To treat an older person like a young child. 3. Treat someone as a baby, pamper or be overprotective towards. Verb examples. 1. So I've been babying her and giving her extra treats and stuff. 2. The boys were now 10 and 12 and didn't want their mother to baby them. 3. Some parents baby their children too much. 4. Your mother always babied you, he continued. 5. She tells him he doesn't need to push himself, but he disagrees and wishes that she would stop babying him. 6. I finally gave in to Brian's demands that I stop babying him and let him drive himself. 7. It's funny how we both thought that Libby would not like Brant babying her. 8. I would hate having to carry him after the fuss I made about not babying him anymore. 9. Did she want me to pull out her chair for her, or would she see that as babying her? 10. But maybe he shouldn't have babied her as he had. 11. This was because of the way Daddy babied me, as though I was still 6 years old. Backfill. Meaning with examples. Pronunciation. Backfill. Backfill. It is a verb and noun. Pronunciation. Backfill. Backfill. It is a verb and noun. Verb meaning. 1. To fill a hole created by digging or drilling, especially using some of the material that has been taken out. 2. To replace workers after jobs have been made available. 3. Refill an excavated hole with the material dug out of it. Verb examples. 1. This multi-purpose tool can be used for more than backfilling a trench or grading a job site. 2. There are also volunteer firefighters who can backfill the station or respond to incidents with additional apparatus when needed. 3. Individual members of the 129th volunteered to backfill for deployed active duty members. 4. Dig a large hole for the plant, then backfill with soil and compost. 5. Chrysler says it intends to backfill jobs vacated by the buyouts. 6. They are building the box drains higher than the lots, and they are not backfilling the area. 7. If a retaining wall is designed as a gravity wall, it can be backfilled relatively early. 8. Finally, we backfilled the hole and went to the house to clean up. 9. To prevent movement of the box, the space between it and the wall of the excavation should be backfilled. 10. Atkinson backfilled his tunnel with excavation spoil bulked by imported material. Noun meaning. 1. Material used to fill a hole that has been created by digging, etc. 2. Material used for backfilling. Noun examples. 1. Archaeologists are attempting to understand the origin of the backfill found there. 2. Some of the fluorite produced from the lead mines was used as a backfill underground. 3. A 6-inch thick sidewalk was then poured atop this backfill, overlapping the floor edges by 6 inches. 4. One approach is to place loose backfill under structurally supported slabs. 5. In that case, plan on waiting 7 days before placing the full depth of backfill. 6. The backfill is of the same sediment as around the gallery and the proboscis is cut straight. If you like the video, please hit the like button. All balanced. Meaning with examples. Pronunciation. Balanced. Balanced. It is an adjective. Pronunciation. Balanced. Balanced. It is an adjective. Meaning. 1. Considering all sides or opinions equally. 2. Containing an equal amount, or number of similar things or people. 3. A balanced budget is a financial plan in which, the amount of money spent is not greater than the amount received. 4. A balanced diet is a combination of the correct types, and amounts of food. 5. A balanced report, book, or other document takes into account all the different opinions on something, and presents information in a fair and reasonable way. 6. Something that is balanced is pleasing, or useful because its different parts or elements are in the correct proportions. 7. Someone who is balanced remains calm, and thinks clearly, even in a difficult situation. 8. If something is balanced, it has equal proportions, or a stable sense of balance. A balanced yoga pose is one in which you're not falling over constantly. 9. Keeping or showing a balance, in good proportions. Examples. 1. As a result, says Harper, he is working hard to create a more balanced client portfolio. 2. Isn't there some sort of balanced, measured response to publishing a story like that? 3. The plebeian chai garam is proving to be, the next vital element of a balanced diet. 4. And he talked about this as a place, that helps him become a balanced person. 5. It is based on solenoid injectors with balanced valve, and feedback control strategies. 6. You would definitely benefit from doing more exercise, and having a healthier, balanced diet. 7. For a moment, perfectly balanced between their piercing points, he writhed, tormented. 8. There are 12 spokes, each with 2 tributes balanced on metal plates between them. 9. With the basket balanced on my hip, I wade into the river until the water reaches my knees. 10. Traditional, organic soy foods, incorporated into a varied, balanced diet, are healthy. 11. I swung to my feet, and balanced dizzily for a minute in the middle of the dark room. 12. He sat down and balanced a book on his knees, then pulled out his notebook and pencil. Barely. Meaning and pronunciation. Pronunciation. Barely. Barely. It is an adverb. Pronunciation. Barely. Barely. It is an adverb. Meaning. 1. By the smallest amount. 2. By the smallest amount, only just. 3. Something barely there is hardly there at all. 4. Only just, scarcely, no more than, almost not. 5. Without disguise or concealment, openly. Examples. 1. The writing on the tombstone was barely visible. 2. The dark line of the mountains was barely visible against the night sky. 3. Barely able to talk, she phones the preschool to tell them she will soon pick up her child. 4. Anastasia could barely remember the ride to the hospital. 5. She nodded her head, barely able to keep the silly grin from her face. 6. It had barely rung once when Rudy answered Robert Charlton's phone. 7. Fully furnished apartments cost much, more than barely furnished apartments. 8. We'd barely sat down before a gang of teenagers, all masked, came rampaging in. 9. He looked so vulnerable, barely sitting up with an arched back, and his face downcast. 10. But differences of opinion are welcome on a subject on which the dust has barely settled. 11. The Boeing 767 had barely taxied to a halt before its doors were flung open. 12. By then, I could barely remember what it was like to feel well. If you like the behavior. Meaning with examples. Pronunciation. Behavior. Behavior. It is a noun. Meaning. 1. People's or animals' behavior is the way that they behave. You can refer to a typical, and repeated way of behaving as a behavior. 2. In science, the behavior of something is the way that it behaves. 3. Behavior refers to how you conduct yourself. Generally, it's wise to engage in good behavior, even if you're really bored. 4. The way that someone behaves. Examples. 1. Gene play very different roles, in operant behavior and the immune system. 2. It will be many years before anyone can predict a hurricane's behavior with much accuracy. 3. But she has been sent to the office for aggressive behavior simply for rolling her eyes. 4. Moss knew he was going to have to apologize to his mother for his behavior at the very least. 5. More basically, Jefferson simply did not regard his behavior as seditious or treasonable. 6. But when finished behavior became my second nature, they learned I was nobody's pet. 7. I cannot say I find this behavior appropriate, the man in the gray suit says to Marco. 8. But such a temper is always an unfortunate variable. It can lead to impulsive behavior. 9. I knew it must have been a trick she had taught him, or imitative rodent behavior. 10. Lyra suddenly understood the master's curious behavior on the morning she'd left. 11. Rusty taught me so much about animal behavior, lessons I have remembered all my life. 12. He behaved like a brute because he was rewarded for brutish behavior after his arrival. If you like the video, please hit the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for more videos.